So we say Shabbat Shalom to the whole Ba'if, the whole house of YAHUAH'S, all 12 tribes, wherever your feet are touching the soil on this most Kadush Yom. Shabbat Shalom to you, to all 12 tribes and the strangers who are adjoined to us, to the former strangers who are adjoined to us. Shabbat Shalom to you, wherever your feet are touching the soil on this Yom. Shabbat Shalom to you. Shabbat Shalom. We are appreciative to those of you who are on YouTube, who will listen to this later on. We are appreciative to Yahuwah that you are once again joining us, that you will listen, and who will listen to this later on. We're grateful to Yahuwah for sending you from the four corners of the earth, for sending you to join Yahuwah's remnant in this celebration on this most Kadush Yom. I am Daoud Ban Yahuwah, and this is my wife, my Aisha Ashiyah.
Shalom.
Barak Yahuwah, Barak Yahuwah, Barak Yahuwah. Mashpaka, this is going to be, for the sake of YouTube, this is going to be two separate videos. The first one will not take that long. The second one will allow the Ruach to lead as we continue searching for the ancient path. Some know who know me that indeed Yahuwah has anointed me to teach. He has anointed me to shepherd, and he has also anointed me to proclaim. He has also anointed me to proclaim. Some misinterpret a proclamation as something that is optional, as something that Yahuwah is interested in your opinion about. He's not interested in your opinion when he proclaims through one of his servants. A proclamation is just that. And he has anointed me to proclaim, to cry loud and spare not. And in a proclamation, again, he's not interested in your opinion. He is only interested in speaking, thus says Yahuwah, through his servant. And it is incumbent upon the hearer, whether they hear or whether they forbear. If you hear, it is incumbent upon you to take heed to the proclamation and to align yourself with that which is being proclaimed, and to tashuba, to repent, So this is not a teaching. This is not a seminar. This is a proclamation. It matters not what your opinion is. It matters not what your opinion is. I'm not interested in your opinion. Yahuwah is not interested in your opinion. He's not interested in it. And if you have something to say, to whomever this applies, to the four corners of the Araz, if you have something to say, don't say it to me. Say it to Yahuwah. I'm just a vessel. And if you speak against his servant, you're not speaking against me. You're speaking against the one who sent me. With that being said, Yahuwah has had us on a journey with regard to the ancient path. He has taken us, and this journey has taken a sharp right turn. It has taken a sharp right turn, and he has put his expectations in our face. He has placed them right before our face to where we have no excuse. We have no more excuse. We must understand that his expectation is perfection, that his expectation is righteousness. Indeed, it is righteousness. It is righteousness. It is perfection that identifies his people. It is perfection. It is righteousness that identifies his people. It is not the wearing of head wraps or turbans. It is not the changing of your name. It is not the wearing of linen garments or of the wearing of tzitzits. It is not your knowledge of the Hebrew or Aber-et Tom that determines who you are. That determines if whether or not You are his chosen, that determines if whether or not you are firstborn from above or firstborn from below. It is righteousness that identifies us. Indeed, the Shabbat day is a sign and a seal and a mark of the everlasting covenant between Yahuwah and his people. Indeed, it is given as a sign, and it is given as a testimony. Yahuwah has given it to us as a testimony, because indeed this day joins us into covenant with Yahuwah. But hear him, not even your keeping of this day in your flesh and in accordance with the letter makes you righteous and identifies you as his people and joins you into covenant with him. What identifies you is the doing of righteousness. The doing of righteousness. This is what identifies us as his people, period. The doing of righteousness. Walking in perfection. This is what identifies us as his people. This and this alone identifies us as the people of Yahuwah. Whether we do righteousness or whether we don't. If we do righteousness, we are his people. If we do unrighteousness, we are the people of the wicked one. You are firstborn according to the flesh. You are firstborn according to the flesh. This message goes to the four corners of the Yarats, to whomever it applies to. This message goes to the four corners of the Yarats. And this message is, there's a lot of foolishness going on in Zion. There is too much foolishness to count and to recount that is going on in the so-called house or the so-called Ba'ith of Yasha'al. Some may ask, well, what authority do you speak under? How can you speak for the house of Yasha'al? I speak in the authority of Yahuwah al-Shaddai, who sent me. I speak in his authority. I am his Shalak one. I am his ambassador. And I speak in his authority. And what authority am I speaking in today? And with respect to what regard is Yahuwah speaking to the four corners of the Yarats today? Many in the house of Yasha'al believe that it is somehow righteous behavior, that it is somehow okay because the Torah isn't specific about it, that it is somehow okay to smoke cannabis or to smoke marijuana. They are ardent about it. They are ardent about this. They are argumentative about this. But you are simply testifying as to who you are through your behavior. This is unrighteous behavior. I don't care how much scientific research you have done. I don't care how much study you have done. He confounds the wisdom of the wise. And he destroys the knowledge of the taught ones. He doesn't care about how much scientific research you have done. He doesn't care about your so-called medicinal benefits of smoking marijuana. He cares about the clean and the unclean, the righteous and the unrighteous. And this is unrighteous behavior. It is unrighteous behavior. It is not the behavior that is expected of a priest. It is not the behavior that is expected of a priest. Priests do not do this. Daughters of Zion, do not do this. Search the scriptures. Search all of them. And show me one of my righteous fathers or one of my righteous mothers that took part in this kind of behavior. You will not find one. Search the scriptures, and you will not find one. My righteous father, Kanuk, and Methuselah, and Noach did not do this. My righteous father, Shem, my righteous father, Eber, my righteous father, Abraham, and Ishaq, and Yahakub, Yahusaf, and Ephraim, my righteous father, Dawood, and the Hamashiach himself They did not do this. This is not the behavior that is requisite of a priest. It is not the behavior that is requisite of a priest and a daughter of Zion. The Torah declares that a priest is not to even partake of wine when coming into the presence of Yahuwah, when coming into his presence, into the most kadosh place, into the hayikol to perform the duty of a priest. He is not to even partake of wine. Do you think that because somehow wine is not authorized when you come into the presence of Yahuwah, that now marijuana is, that now cannabis is? Well, you may ask, well, that only applied when they went in to serve him, when they went into the kadosh place. Do you not understand that we are a temple of ourselves? And if you are a priest in the regeneration, then you are always in his presence. He is always there. Indeed, wherever we go, if you are a priest, the kingdom, the reign of Yahuwah has come. If you are indeed a priest, stop this foolishness. Stop this nonsense. This is unrighteousness. A righteous priest of Yahuwah does not do this. A righteous daughter of Yahuwah does not do this. But a black robe priest does. A black robe pagan priest does. They have always done or engaged in this type of activity. Black robe priests wearing black robes because of the soot, because of the smoke and the soot from human sacrifices soiling their robes. They do. They engage in this kind of activity. They have always used drugs to tap into the spirit realm. They've always used drugs to induce demons. They have always used drugs to give to the participants of those that are worshiping in these pagan temples, so that when they are there sacrificing babies, when they are burning babies alive and the drums are being beaten, they are so drug crazed that they are screaming and yelling and calling upon their Elohim. They have always used drugs to induce devils. Well, you may say, well, what does this have to do with marijuana? What does this have to do with cannabis? I know personally of at least 3 people who have been possessed by devils from smoking cannabis. I know of at least 3. That was a precious daughter that emailed me, that sent a text message, or that offered up a comment in a video asking for prayer for her son who was smoking cannabis. And the cannabis opened up a third eye, his pineal gland, and he is now, to this day, I pray that I am wrong, that he or she, under the sound of my voice, he has been delivered. But this young man has been tormented by demons ever since he began the use of this cannabis. And some of you, in trying to justify this behavior and trying to justify this unrighteous behavior, have the gall to say that this was used in the incense that was brought into the hayikol. You are a liar, and the truth is not in you. All of those incense were perfume, were sweet smelling. Cannabis is not a sweet smelling aroma. What you think was cannabis was really sweet cane. It was a water plant. It's called sweet cane that gives off a sweet aromatic scent. It is not cannabis. It is not cannabis. That was not brought into the hayikol. Do not lie on my righteous fathers. That was not used, but it was used in pagan temples via black robe priests. Cannabis used. Cannibals using cannabis. It matters not to me whether you receive this word or not. It matters not to me what you say about me. It matters not what you think. I don't care about your scientific research. I don't care about your so-called medicinal effects. I'm reminded in the 8th chapter of Luke of a woman who had an issue of blood. For 12 years she suffered with this issue of blood. The text declares that she had spent all her earnings on doctors, on physicians. She had spent all her earnings on physicians who no doubt used natural herbs and remedies to treat her. But she had used all of her money trying to gain healing from one of these physicians. Oh, until the master came. Until the master came passing by. And she was so desperate that she said that if I could just touch the hem of his garment, if I could just touch his tzitzit, then I would be made whole, then I would be healed. Yahushua HaMashiach healed every disease. He healed every sickness. There was not one that he did not heal. He healed every one of them. So the question is, who do you believe in? What do you believe in? Stop this wickedness. Stop this unrighteousness. This is not of Yahuwah. This is not the behavior requisite of a priest. A priest should not even be given to much wine. A priest should always remain sober-minded. A priest should always be cognizant that he is a messenger of Yahuwah and that he is to be an example, that he is to be a light amongst the Gentiles, that he is to be a light amongst the nations, and that he is to be an example amongst his own people. This is not the behavior that is requisite of a priest. This is unrighteous, and Yahuwah rejects it, and he rejects you. So the message for you this day is to teshuvah. Repent from this wickedness. Repent from this foolishness. This is not behavior, the behavior of a righteous one. A righteous one does righteousness. A righteous one is cognizant of what pleases Yahuwah and what displeases Yahuwah. And he and his or her only desire is to do the will and a desire of the Father. Repent. Turn from this wickedness. Turn from this. Turn from this. You have no place with him. You do not represent him. You represent the seed of the wicked one. Make a distinction between the clean and the unclean. And stop this foolishness. There was a great separation happening right before our eyes. And you right now are on the other side of that great separation. You right now are amongst the multitude. You are not amongst the few. You are amongst the multitude. Stop this. There are even people who have said that they prophesy this way. You are a liar, and the truth is not in you. This is divination. This is the use of drugs to tap into the spirit realm and to attract snake spirits by whose snake oil you speak, you fortune tell, you divine. This is not of Yahuwah. Yahuwah, the ruach of Yahuwah can neither be bought nor sold. This is not of Yahuwah. This is of the wicked one. This is divination. This is drug sorcery. This is pagan. This is heathen. Indeed, Yahuchanan, in the book of Revelation, who had been taught Torah his whole life, from the time that he was a child, he had been taught the righteous Torah. And all of his taught ones taught Torah, spoke Torah, lived Torah. This is for you who say that the Torah is only contained in the first 5 books. Torah is every word that proceeds from the mouth of Yahuwah. Every word that proceeds from the mouth of our Father is Torah. Torah is found even in the Ba'it Kadashah. And Yahuchanan speaking under the true inspiration of Nabal, of which you call prophecy, or Nabuah, of which you call prophecy, declares that no one engaging in drug sorcery, no one engaging in drug sorcery or engaging in drugs, using drugs in order to tap into the voice of what you think is Yahuwah, or to tap into the spirit realm and to divine and fortune tell, that no one who does this will enter into the reign of Elohim. This is Torah. because that is idolatry. That is witchcraft. That is sorcery. You have no part in him. You have no part in the Father. And the word to you is teshuvah, to repent. Repent, for the reign of Yahuwah draws nigh. This is the word for you. This is not of Yahuwah. This is not the behavior requisite of a priest. This is not of Yahuwah. Finally, in the book of Deuteronomy, or the book of Devarim, the 13th chapter, it reads there, if a prophet or a dreamer of dreams rises among you, and that prophet or dreamer of dreams prophesies or dreams a dream, and that prophecy or that dream comes true, indeed divination comes true, fortune telling comes true. There was a little slave girl in the book of Acts who made much money for her master, who divined a fortune told under snake oil, under the inspiration of a snake spirit. It comes true. She made him much money. Simon the magician, they thought that he was a great man of Elohim, but he was a diviner. And he tried to buy the gift of the Ruach. It is not for sale. You can neither buy it nor sell it. Balaam the magician, the diviner, he also was a diviner, and things that he spoke came true. Nevertheless, in the book of Deuteronomy, Devarim, the 13th chapter, it says that if this dreamer of dream, of this prophet, prophesies or dreams a dream, and that dream comes true, and then that prophet or that dream of dream then tells you to come, follow us, let's worship other mighty ones, let's go worship pharmakia. It's okay to smoke marijuana. It's okay to smoke cannabis. He speaks to me this way. You're a liar, and the truth is not in you. If that prophet or that dream of dreams says, come then and let us go and follow other mighty ones and follow pharmakia, do not listen to that prophet or that dream of dreams, for they have been sent to test you, to see what was in your heart, and to see if whether or not you will obey Yahuwah. And that Nabi and that prophet and that dream of dreams, you are to put them to death. You are to kill them. You are to put them to death. Don't listen to them, Zion. Don't listen to them. They're not from Yahuwah. They're not of Yahuwah. This is not behavior that is requisite of a son, a daughter of the reign. This is not righteousness. This is unrighteousness. Do not listen to them. Do not listen to them. So again, the word for you today is teshuvah. Teshuvah. Repent. The reign of Elohim draws nigh. To whomever is under the sound of my voice, to whomever this applies, repent this day. Repent this day from this unrighteousness and come back into the bond of covenant with our Father, Yahuwah Elohim. Shalom, shalom, shalom.